When you buy furniture from Wayfair, you're not just getting furniture, you're setting your home up for a lifetime of memories. Visit wayfair.ca today or download the Wayfair app. Furniture made for all of life's moments. That's Wayfair.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
What the city is talking about. This is Montreal Now on News Talk Radio, CJAD 800.
That is James Mennie. He is over at the Montreal Gazette. And Jim, we'll start with the mayor's announcement this morning on police body cams, which I guess we have to say is a bit of a surprise considering the last time we spoke about this. It was always about, well, we want to do it and we're going to go ahead and do it, but we have to wait for the provincial government. Well, now they've decided not to wait.
Well, I'll believe it when I see it, Aaron. I got to tell you, body cams on Montreal cops is like the law enforcement equivalent of the Cavendish extension. And to give you some indication of what I'm talking about, the last police officer I spoke to about this issue who's telling me, well, the technology isn't all there, and we don't know what we're going to do to archive all the footage, and we don't know how we're going to store this stuff, and we don't know this, and we don't know that. His name was Yann Lafrenière. He was spokesperson for the Montreal Police Department. He is now the Minister of Public Security, and I guess the guy who's going to be the go-to guy is going to give the green light or not. As I say, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't think it's just a coincidence. I don't think it's an anomaly that Montreal is among the last police forces to actually equip their officers with body cams. And when I say the Montreal Police Department, anyone who spent any amount of time covering the cops knows you must also include the Montreal Police Brotherhood in that, which has its say in how this department is run. And the fact that we're seeing this today, I mean, this whole thing was touted as measures to increase the sense of security in Montreal. Not entirely sure how body cams are going to do that. Certainly, it might increase the sentiment of responsibility on the part of police officers, and the idea that that maybe there will be, how can I put it, less latitude involved in the execution of certain police operations. But as for the rest of it, surveillance cameras, try to create a surveillance camera network based on private ownership and so on and so forth. Not a whole heck of a lot there, and you have to really sort of presume that this whole performance was prompted by the absolute wave of terrible murders that have been occurring in the past 10 days. The idea, when you start sending out reporters to talk to people on the street saying, "Are you safe?" You've got a problem here. But Fanny Laguerre, if he hasn't already said it, well, statistically, we're a safe city and blah, blah, blah. And as I've told you, I've been telling you for years, Aaron, if you don't feel safe in your city, it doesn't matter what the statistics say. And if the media is being given something literally every other day, whether it's a firebombing, whether it's a car arson, whether it's shots fired, whether somebody got stabbed, there is something almost every other day in Montreal, and that's something that I can assure you that Montrealers haven't heard about in years. I mean, the last time it was this intense, I would say, was during the biker wars, the criminal biker wars back in the 90s. But even then, it was kind of contained. Here, as I say, there's literally no part of the island of Montreal that has not been stricken with some kind of crime like the ones I've just been mentioning, whether it's shots fired, arson, whatever. Will you feel safer? Do Montrealers feel safer after this announcement? I'm not entirely sure that they do. And I realize that changing perceptions is something that you can't do with a body camera or a surveillance camera. But the idea that for some reason there will be more surveillance does not necessarily translate into more security. I don't believe a city like London, which is, I think, has more closed-circuit TVs per capita than any place on the planet Earth, I don't think their crime is anything to write home about. So really, I would like to think that there's good faith on the part of the city administration with this announcement, but I don't really see how it's going to change the day-to-day experience of Montrealers, and it's a day-to-day experience, as I say, Aaron, that always includes some form of crime overnight.
My thinking on this was, Jim, when I heard her say this, and again, it kind of came out of nowhere today because the holdup has always been allegedly the provincial government. But it seems to me in the middle of an election campaign, I can't imagine they're going to be in a big rush to push back on this.
No, and the fact is, who isn't in favor of law and order?
Right.
Who isn't in favor of safer streets? Even though, and as the other, because when it turns this debate is so old, it's nothing but cliches. So we look at the other cliche, which is, well, you could put a cop on every street corner, and you're still not going to reduce the amount of crime, which is absolutely true. And I think people are beginning to realize that there is more to the story in terms of crime, violent crime, drug-related crime. Is it related to the growing issue of homelessness in this city? Is it related to the growing issue of addiction in this city? It's not necessarily the mafia or the mob or whatever. A lot of crime is based on nothing more than not being able to move from point A to point B without picking up a knife or a gun or stealing something. And the backstory on that just goes on forever and ever. So what are you going to do? We've always had crime, we always will. But the sentiment of safety, I'm sorry. And we've had this conversation before. I think Montrealers feel a lot less safe in the city now, even though the numbers may not justify it. I think in terms of the frequency of crime, the nature of the crime, the randomness of the crime, I think they do feel less safe, and I think they're completely justified in feeling that way because it's no longer a matter of you go to that neighborhood, you're asking for problems. There is no neighborhood anymore. You don't have the Montreal neighborhood. You never know. You never know from one day to the next where the next report's going to come out of.
Yeah, Jim, as you say this, I think back, to Fatty Daguerre, not that long ago, when statistics actually came out showing crime is down, violent crime is down, and that seems to be what's in the numbers.
Oh, absolutely. And as I said then, I'll say now, if you are a victim or know a victim of violent crime, doesn't matter what the numbers say, violent crime's not down. Violent crime is going to be with you like a ghost for weeks or months after the event. And people talk. And if like I say, when you're talking to people on the street and saying, Michelle saying, do you feel safe out here? And the people are saying, no, I want to move because there are too many people around here getting shot. I don't care if the numbers are down. And I think the city doesn't care if the numbers are down, hence this press conference. But, we'll see how it plays out. But once again, I would be fascinated as well to find out once the smoke clears after the provincial election, whether they even have the money to do this.
The other thing I want to point out, because it was kind of a two-pronged announcement today, right? It was one was police body cam. The other was we're going to join some other Quebec municipalities in making it illegal to insult police officers. All this stemming, of course, from that terrible video from a few months ago. What do you make of that?
I think it might get struck down in court as soon as it's adopted. And remember the old face covering law? Remember all these bylaws? City bylaws, man, they are the most diaphanous forms of legislation going. And I remember during the so-called Maple Spring, and then was the Tremblay administration, and they said, no more face coverings, and no more this. And you know what? Each of those laws got struck down. And in fact, I think there was a bunch of people who got kettled during crowd control who wound up suing the city and winning and getting money for it. So, it's great to talk about it. But I really think there might be some constitutional lawyers out there who are already rubbing their hands with glee in anticipation of perhaps cutting this proposed bylaw to ribbons.
Although it's worth pointing out, right, it already exists. We know it's in Laval. We know it's in Sherbrooke. It seems to be working there. Why would we think it might not work here?
Well, it may be on the books, but hasn't in fact been invoked. I've never heard of a case of somebody being hauled in front of a judge for having insulted a cop.
Well, okay, I haven't either, but I'm not so sure that, it hasn't happened. We may just have not heard about it, but we'll see. Okay. Again, a pretty interesting step for the mayor, I think, given the fact that when this became a story, Jim, you remember at the time the outrage of seeing that video, and, we were, I think a lot of us were sitting there waiting to see what she was going to do. Well, today there's at least an announcement, so maybe you're right. Maybe it doesn't carry much weight, but at least it was an announcement. The other thing we're waiting to find out, I keep, kind of half joking, we're on tariff watch today. So what are you thinking now? Have you heard anything that suggested we're any closer?
No, but what I'm finding interesting is if you look around, especially in the Quebec context, you can see there are a lot of politicians, most of them separatists, who are rubbing their hands in anticipation of Carney not pulling this off, of a deal not being made. Because right now, the worst possible scenario for the PQ, for the PQ's trolls, for Quebec separatists / nationalists in general, is if the deal does get announced, because they are really banking. They need something during this election campaign to say, see, Canada doesn't work. And if it turns around that the deal is landed, and it turns around that Quebecers actually aren't going to be, taken to the cleaners by the Trump administration, they've got a real problem on their hands, because the only thing they've got going is saying, no, all that stuff you're experiencing right now, we want to blow that up and make our own little nation, okay? And that is the sum total of their political resistance. So if Carney pulls it off, they're in huge trouble. Not that they're not already in trouble, but I'm telling you, the ship is going to start sinking a lot faster.
By the way, I will just point out one thing, not to do specifically with this, but you heard, PSPP today talking about eliminating Santé Quebec, a reaction from, of course, the CAQ. Eric Duhem said the exact same thing like 4 days ago. I don't think anyone blinked, but PSPP said it, and now it's apparently a scandal.
Well, I guess it's apparently, what you mean, the Santé Quebec is a scandal?
No, the fact that he's suggesting we could just do away with it.
Oh, no. The whole, I think a lot of Quebec politicians right now, and not just the PQ, and not just the Tories, I think maybe with the exception of Quebec Solidaire, the idea, it's in their heads that A, you've got to run your campaign out of Quebec City, and B, pick up the chainsaw and say you're going to start cutting expenses, because that is very easy to understand. The tax burden is very easy to understand. We both know it's probably never going to happen. No matter who wins, it ain't going to happen. The last party to campaign on cutting the public service was the CAQ, and they ended up increasing it by 10,000 people. Right. So, I'm not sure this is going to have much mileage as a platform showcase, but I got to tell you, the very idea that this conversation now is almost like nobody's saying austerity, because it's still a dirty word from the days of the Couillard administration, but that's all anyone is talking about at the moment.
Jim, you've been around for a while, and I mean that, because when we talk about Santé Quebec or a centralized healthcare system, if we go all the way back to Gaétan Barrette, who undertook to change things up and made basically a complete mess of this to begin with, was it that bad before we had centralized healthcare? Was the system that bad?
It depends who you talk to, but I remember when Santé Quebec was announced, we were on this very show, my friend, and I said, isn't that great? The health minister, Christiane Dubé, has decided, I'm not going to do my job. I'm too busy being the health minister. I'm going to farm out the job of administrating the health network to another level of bureaucracy. Right then and there, somebody should have been launching torpedoes with this thing. They didn't, because say like Top Gun, it's going to be, Aaron, it's not private sector, but it's private sector, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. These people know how to make things work. And take a look at the health system right now. I don't think it's exactly, covering itself in glory, but here we are. So yeah, I think the idea that all this bureaucracy, all people are seeing is more bureaucracy, more people in suits telling you why things can't be done. And I think people are fed up with that. Some handlers are realizing that, saying, you know what, if nothing else, just say you're going to cut the whole thing.
Jim, I'm going to leave it at that. I will ask you, I was trying to have some fun on a Friday, lighten things up, and I said, we have slogans now from all the political parties here in Quebec, with the exception of the CAQ. They haven't released theirs yet. I don't know if you've seen them, but to me, they all seem pretty lame. Have you seen some of the slogans for the parties?
Yes, they're absolutely lame, and I think the best slogan that has yet to be coined, but it's the one for the Quebec electorate, leave me alone, I'm broke.
Fair, that's a good slogan. Not for a party, but a good slogan. Jim, have a great weekend. Thank you so much.
You too, buddy.
Take care.
When you buy furniture from Wayfair, you're not just getting furniture. You're setting your home up for a lifetime of memories. Visit wayfair.ca today or download the Wayfair app. Furniture made for all of life's moments. That's Wayfair.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
iHeartRadio is throwing it back.
2010s, the decade.
To the days of huge hits and unforgettable anthems. A non-stop stream of the biggest and best.
Drake, Rihanna, Beyonce, Katy, Gaga, The Weeknd,
and more. All your decade-defining favorites, all in one place.
Hi, it's Katy Perry.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars.
This is Kesha.
Find 2010's The Decade on the free iHeartRadio app. Preset the station so it's always one tap away. Staying up to date shouldn't be a marathon.
End your day with Montreal Now with Aaron Rand.
Insights and analysis on CJAD 800.
Welcome back. I'm asking you, reading some really interesting texts here. These are kind of cute. slogans for all the provincial political parties have now been released, with the exception of the CAC. They've not yet released theirs. I ran through some of them, as I said before. They're all pretty, lack of a better word, lame, terrible, boring, whatever. For if you missed it, for the PQ, it's le choix, or le choix de la confiance, the choice of trust. For the Liberals, it's rassembler, réparer, bâtir, unite, repair, and build. For the Conservatives, it's oser pour vrai, or dare for real. And for Quebec Solidaire, the least creative of all, simply it's possible. It's not impossible, it's possible. And then someone suggested this. I'm going to read you some of the suggestions that have come in. But this perhaps as a song for the PQ, this would be good, right? Maybe?
Breaking up is hard to do.
Yeah.
Don't take
There you go. Thank you very much. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's good. Breaking up is hard to do. That's fine. So if you have a suggestion for a song, for a slogan, text it in 514-790-0800, or you can call 790-0800. Let me know what that slogan is. I know this requires some thinking, a little bit of creative time. Maybe I didn't give you enough warning. Bob, you've been holding for a minute. Do you have a slogan suggestion?
I have one for the Liberal Party. Okay.
Go ahead.
It's, ha ha, you can't find me.
Is that a duck in the background in your house, Bob? What is that? Are you babysitting a duck?
It sounds like it. It's my cell phone.
That's your ring on your cell phone is a duck? Okay.
Well,
Bob, thank you for the call.
It would get a bit of attention.
Yeah, well, it did. It did. Thank you for that, I think. Some of your texts, these are actually kind of fun. For the PQ, as a slogan, keeping us separated since 1976 for the PQ. Followed by, as I said, breaking up is hard to do. How about this one? For the PQ, and you thought the CAC was bad. That's kind of cool. Thank you for that, texter. Here's a couple for the CAC. This one, the slogan, we tried, we failed, and we can do it again. Thank you, texter. Another one for the CAC. Out PQing the PQ for 8 years now, 4 more years. That's from Mark and NDG, followed by this one for the Liberals. This is, I'm surprised no one actually went with this. Make Quebec great again. Going to rip off Donald Trump. Make Quebec great again. Would that be a Liberal slogan? Another one for the PQ. We're just like your toxic ex, but with a flag and a blue book. Okay, and then this one for the CAC. Don't worry, be happy. I knew we'd be getting that one sooner or later. Yeah, don't worry, forget about what's happened up till now. And finally, this one for the provincial Liberals. Back to the future again. What's yours? 790-0800. Let me go to Stephanie. Stephanie, you have a slogan?
Yes, I have two, actually.
Okay.
This is for the Liberals.
Okay.
Liberate yourself, votez libéral.
Wait, now, you're doing this seriously, though?
Yes, liberate yourself.
Okay.
Votez libéral.
Okay, bon, that's for the Liberals.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for the CAC, bye-bye, mon cowboy, allô, mon cowgirl.
Because of Christine Frechette.
Yes.
Very nice. Stephanie, thank you so much. Very well done.
Thank you.
Okay. Is it Dennis or Denis?
No, it's a Dennis.
Dennis, okay. Whose is yours for? Or is yours for?
Oh, mine is for Parti Québécois.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a song for them.
Uh-oh.
The only song I can think of is The Clash, which is Should I Stay
Or Should I Go? Yeah. Yeah. That would be for who?
The PQ.
Okay. Except they're not in power, so, but I get what you're saying. Should I Stay or Should I Go by The Clash? That's a good song. With respect to other text, this one says, I think I missed it. I don't know who this is for. This one says for the CAC, their song, Oops, I Did It. Oops, I Did It Again, as a slogan. Another one that says, for the PQ, how to become a premier without working a day. Or I guess it should be how to become a premier without really trying, although he is trying. That's supposed to be apparently for Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon. What's the other one here? For the Liberal Party, we're the voice of Quebec as long as that voice lives near a metro station. Implying that their votes, of course, are all here in Montreal. Okay, a couple more before we got to get out of here. This is Ronnie. Who's your slogan for?
It's for the CAC.
Okay.
And it's simply CAC, more than just an abbreviation.
We had someone else with one of those after 2 o'clock suggesting the same thing using their name. And I can't remember what his was, but same idea. I get it. Ronnie, thank you. Jay, what about you? Slogan for the one of the political parties?
Yeah, it's for the CAC.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be, it takes 5 wipes to know you only needed 4.
Okay, I like the ones that don't really require an explanation, so we'll just leave it at that. Thank you for that. Susan, what about you? You got a slogan?
Yeah, for the CAC.
Everyone's gone with the CAC here. They're the only ones who actually don't have a slogan yet. Okay, what's yours?
A fresh start.
A what?
A fresh start.
It's the way you said fresh?
For her name.
Like F-R-E-C-H instead of fresh. That's actually quite clever. A fresh start. Wouldn't work if you said a freshette start. It's not the same. I get it. Nice job, Susan. Yeah, well done.
Very
okay,
much.
okay.
Yeah, bring back Volpe to the Yankees.
Where is Anthony Volpe, by the way, now that you brought it up, by the way? Where is he?
Well, they sent him down.
He's not on the roster anymore?
Sorry? He might have a chance to come back, maybe, but we don't know.
Okay, because the new George Lombard Jr., he's the guy, right? Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Nice to find one other Yankee fan. Susan, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Okay, more slogans here. What do we got? Let me read a couple here. Don't worry. Don't worry, be khaki. Don't worry, be khaki. That's for the CAC. New slogan for the Parti Québécois. Because breaking up is hard, but trying it 3 times builds character. Separation referendum. Okay. This one, how about Mick Jagger's song? You can't always get what you want, for the Parti Québécois. Okay, these are interesting. Another one. It's pretty hard to trust a party that doesn't follow the golden rule as a slogan. A good song to be used would be Give Peace a Chance by John Lennon. For which party would that? And then this texter adds, Wob Canoe for Prime Minister. We're all over the place with these. This is fun. How about this one for the CAC? Their slogan should be, we speak French here. I think that is their slogan. Right, I heard that the other day. I kind of did a double take when Christine Frechette was talking about this trade deal and said, we have a red line, and that red line is we don't get to touch supply management, the dairy sector, and to respect our culture and our language. I'm like, I'm sorry, is there something the Americans are pushing for to wipe French off the map in Quebec? Like, why would that even come up in a conversation? Then someone said, well, she probably means, I don't know, but probably means that, when you're sending an American product into Quebec, it's going to be sold here. It should, the instructions, whatever, the description should be in both languages, which I agree with. But she made it sound like they're about to we'll do a deal with Canada as long as you take French out of Quebec. So Christine Frechette, come on. Although that last one from Susan was pretty good. All right. I got a bunch here. Some of these I can't read because they're not eligible to be read on the air without losing our license. So some of you not very, very happy here, including for the Liberals too. Okay. I got one last one here. This one says for the CAC, we came, we failed, another 4 years. That's from Carlos. Someone said, this is good. For the CAC, as a song, Dream On by Aerosmith, as if they might win an election. And Hall & Oates, She's Gone for Christine Frechette if she loses. And for the PQ, Les Mis from Les Miserables, I Dreamed a Dream, like they would win an election, I guess. Thank you. We'll see where this goes. By the way, as I said, we still don't know what the CAC slogan is because they have not released theirs. I'm simply going with, we got nothing yet. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
When you buy furniture from Wayfair, you're not just getting furniture. You're setting your home up for a lifetime of memories. Visit wayfair.ca today or download the Wayfair app. Furniture made for all of life's moments. That's Wayfair.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
You've heard the chaos. Now you can see it. Oh my God. Watch all your favorite podcasts from start to finish right inside the free iHeartRadio app.
Gets the blood going, huh?
Catch every laugh and eye roll on shows like the Tom Green Farmcast and Park the Bus. Now with full video.
We're building a ramp for Tony Hawk.
It's the same hosts and the same chemistry with all the hilarious moments you've been missing right on your screen.
Cheers.
Open the free iHeartRadio app, search video podcasts, and tap watch.
Now, it's time to play the News Quiz.
Brought to you by Empire Gold.
60 seconds, 10 questions,
a $1,500 prize.
All right, let's see what we got going on. Philip is on the line. Hi, Philip.
How are you doing, Aaron?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Good. Long time no talk to.
Yeah, I'm sure if I knew who you were, I would say yes. I absolutely agree, Philip, but I have no idea who you are.
We've spoke many times.
Have we?
Yeah.
On the News Quiz?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're lucky enough to get through.
I am.
Well, good for you for starters. And how about those Alouettes, huh?
Oh my God, what a game!
Yeah, were you there?
I couldn't believe it. But I don't understand. They only aired half the game.
What do you mean?
They only started broadcasting the game at 9:00.
Oh, I didn't know that. You mean on TSN? I had no idea. I actually turned it off at 35 to 12 or 25 to 12 because I knew the Oz had it in hand.
I turned it off at 46 to 16.
Good for you. That's when it was over. Philip, you know what we're doing here? We're playing the news quiz for the folks at Empire Gold, and it starts off with a question today, which is as follows. Former Liberal MNA Marwa Risky has a brand new job. Do you know what she will be doing?
She will be hosting a radio program.
Not this one. Nope.
No.
She'll be hosting a radio program in French, by the way.
Her French is good.
Her French is perfect, Philip.
She's from Algeria, I believe.
I don't know, but I know her French is perfect. Doesn't really matter. Her French is great. Philip, so you know how we do this, I'm sure, because you've done it before. There are 9 questions. You will have 60 seconds. If you get them all right, you win yourself $1,500, courtesy of Empire Gold. Failing that, it is $15 for every right answer. If you don't know an answer, you can always say pass and come back to it if time remains. But remember, if you answer a question incorrectly, you cannot come back and change it, all right? So if you're not sure, use the option and just say pass. The clock will start as soon as you say that you are ready. So, Philip, are you ready?
Yes.
PQ leader Paul St. Pierre Plamont.
When you buy furniture from Wayfair, you're not just getting furniture. You're setting your home up for a lifetime of memories. Visit wayfair.ca today or download the Wayfair app. Furniture made for all of life's moments. That's Wayfair.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
The newest tracks. Let's go. New music. And the next big thing.
Always on the new music first.
Your first place to hear it all.
'Cause you gon' like it, love it, wanna play it twice. Playing now.
iHeart New Music. Your digital station for brand new drops, fresh finds, and tomorrow's bangers.
I think we need something new.
Discover iHeart New Music. Always fresh, always first. Stream now on the free iHeartRadio app.
Don said he will wait until Donald Trump is out of office. In what year would that be?
2029.
Yes, a new vaccine described as a breakthrough in the treatment of what specific cancer was announced this week?
Skin cancer, melanoma.
Yes. How many jobs will be created by the hydro deal announced between Quebec and Newfoundland?
20,000.
No. Donald Trump said this week that what project between Canada and the U.S. could be awoken from the grave?
I don't know. I pass.
What project could be awoken from the grave? No? Okay.
No.
In the most recent report on inflation, what item showed the biggest price increase year over year?
Food.
No. What provincial party's election slogan is translated, the choice of trust?
The PQ, I believe.
Yes, for the first time ever, a star traveling faster than the speed of light was observed. What name was that star given?
Donald Trump.
That'd be slower than the speed of light, not faster than speed. Let me keep going here. Montreal will be hosting the World Cycling Championship next month. What Montreal street will be closed for a month because of that?
Park Avenue.
Yeah, I'll give you that one too. And then finally, that's the worst bell we have today. Hey. And finally, the mayor today announced that Montreal police will be getting how many body cams, or how many police will be getting body cams?
All of them?
No, not all of them. I need a number, though.
I don't know.
3,500 is the number.
3,500.
Excellent, but a little late. How many we get their total there?
Were we counting that last one?
No.
5.
Come on.
5. I gave you the answer.
Well,
that doesn't
you do
count.
That for everybody.
No, I don't. I want to go back to this one because I think maybe you can get this one. Donald Trump said, what project between Canada and the U.S. could be awoken from the grave? That's his quote. What project? No idea on that?
No idea.
Keystone XL, the pipeline.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. All right, 5 right answers times $5 or times $15 is $75, right?
I guess.
Yeah. But what do you mean you
Unless
guess?
you want to give me the last one.
Oh, fine. You can have another 15, as I say, because it's not my money. $90 for you. I hope that makes a difference, Philip.
It certainly does.
All right. And you want to take a break from the news quiz? Let somebody else win for a change, okay?
All right. I'll get to give you another 3 years.
Thank you. You're very kind. Philip, have a great weekend. I appreciate it. Take care.
Thanks. Same to you.
You bet.
Bye.
We're coming up to news. Tom is standing by. And then on the other side, we welcome back Tom Mulcair from summer break. Talk about everything in the news today as well with him next.
Montreal Now is brought to you by Dormez-vous. At Dormez-vous, buy more, save more with up to 25% off bedding. Restrictions apply. Visit in-store or online for details.
You've heard the chaos. Now you can see it.
my God.
Watch all your favorite podcasts from start to finish right inside the free iHeartRadio app.
Gets the blood going, huh?
Catch every laugh and eye roll on shows like the Tom Green Farmcast and Park the Bus. Now with full video.
We're building a ramp for Tony Hawk.
It's the same hosts and the same chemistry with all the hilarious moments you've been missing right on your screen.
Cheers.
Open the free iHeartRadio app, search video podcasts, and tap watch.